starting to come through. This is a two-step process. Signal is on one stream. It's now going to go to Amazon Live. Of course, anybody in Amazon Live can't hear a word I'm saying at the moment because I'm not live on Amazon Live. But we are on a countdown, and one stream is saying it's sending the signal to Amazon Live, and I've got my iPad in my hand, and I'm just waiting to press the go live button. And there we are. Today, we have set a record. I've got 17 seconds to go before my countdown clock is finished, and I've actually gone live on Amazon Live. It's pretty brilliant. I mean, the technology we're using is so totally amazing. And I'm going to take that at full screen, go picture in picture, and say hello and welcome to the broadcast. If you're watching on Amazon Live, thank you. If you're watching on Facebook, thank you. If you're watching on YouTube or even LinkedIn, then thank you and welcome to this live broadcast on Amazon Live. And I'm just checking to see that I'm actually live. Yes, I'm even live on my new page, which I'll show you in a moment. Okay, I mean, I love technology. I love bringing the latest in technology to Amazon Live, and that's what I'm going to do today. We are fortunate to live in the UK and the USA, and well, I just want to send my thoughts to all my friends in the Ukraine, especially to Inga and Alina and everybody who's working in Kiev, keeping this BeLive system going despite what's going on around them. So thank you. This is Lights, Camera, Action. Welcome to the show. Lights, Camera, Action. And you are watching, just a minute, take that off as well. Right, okay. You are watching Stephen live from Wiltshire in England. If you're wondering where Wiltshire is to the west of London. We're 97 miles away from London. And Wiltshire is the county in which you will find Stonehenge, Avebury Stone Circle, and Salisbury Cathedral, three great monuments built from 4,500 years ago to 900 years ago. And it is a great place to visit. If you're thinking of traveling to the UK, then those three places should be on your list of places to visit. Spend 2 days in Wiltshire and you'll be able to visit history from 4,500 years ago at Stonehenge and Avebury Stone Circle. And you'll be able to visit one of our magnificent cathedrals, which I'll show you during the course of this broadcast. Okay, now to do this broadcast today, I actually have two cameras. I'm going to bring my second camera on screen and we're going to go side by side. Hopefully, if I switch that on. Yes, okay, so we're working and you can see on the, I've got a picture in picture. You can see, that's my iPad. Okay, this is live. So this is my demonstration area where I'll be demonstrating products during the course of today. And just to take you through it, it actually has got the image reversed, which is confusing me a little bit. Just a minute. I just need to take that off. Okay, this is live. Things can happen. I need to switch that off. And by magic, the image. Now that's what I'm used to seeing. When you show me the reverse image, I don't know what's going on. Okay, driving everything. In the corner is my Microsoft Surface Book 2, which is down in the carousel. It's a 1 terabyte hard drive, 16 gig of RAM, and it's doing everything that I want it to. I've had it nearly 2 years, and it is a workhorse. And then next to it is the first item in my carousel, he said, or probably the first item in my carousel. I don't think I actually finished off. So thank you for watching me on Amazon Live. And the first thing I'm going to talk about is something that should be in, if you've got a computer, then you should have one of these. And that is, if I can go over here and go over here, that is an anchor. See, this is why I had to put it the right way around. Otherwise, anchor would have been back to front. So this is the anchor 4-way USB hub. Now, It's $16.99, but it's quite possibly the best $16.99 you'll actually spend this year. I mean, I had a situation. I wanted to have 2 cameras on screen, and you've only got so many USB ports on your computer. So what this does is it takes the place of your camera plugging into your computer, and then it gives you 4 USB ports. And as you can see, all these work seamlessly. This is old technology. The item is in fact an Amazon bestseller, and for a very good reason, that it just simply works. I mean, plug it into your PC. There is a Mac version as well. Plug it into your PC, and I have got 2 cameras, 1 microphone, and this Toshiba 2 terabyte hard drive. Now, I'll come on to that later. But you do need to have, despite, as Nick, my friend Nick Wood said the other day, despite everything being a cloud, you do need to have the ability to back up locally. Because my hard drive, even a terabyte, this is 2 terabytes. So my hard drive is backed up to this unit, and this unit is plugged into the Anker 4-way USB, which is down the carousel. Now, we're going to be using it throughout this broadcast to control 2 cameras, a microphone, and the hard drive. Okay, so right now, if you follow me throughout the course of this year, then you'll be able to watch something special. That's a plant, a shop bought plant, and we're going to watch that plant grow throughout 2022. But my next exhibit is this. Okay, this also, we're going to actually watch this thrive this year, but this is a plant that wanted to thrive. Angelica, my partner, repotted a plant, and actually was on the throes of throwing the old one away, but she wanted to reuse the soil. So she put the soil into a new plant pot and then put the new plant in. But this little fella started to grow, and he was from the old plant which had been thrown away. So he's a survivor, and he's got plenty of sunlight, and he gets fed and watered every week. And we're going to watch this plant grow and see what it turns into. If you've any ideas what it is, I'll put it closer so you can actually see it. Yeah, then do let me know. But so we've got 2 plants which we can actually watch during the course of this year, and that one will definitely flower. This one I'm not too sure of. Anyway, back to what I was talking about, which is the Anker USB 4-way USB bestseller on Amazon, and it's made my life a lot easier. It means I can broadcast with 2 cameras as I am now. It means I can swap if I put my microphones in there as well if I wanted. I might rejig things this weekend. But it does make greater use of your resources, and you don't have to keep plugging things in and taking them out again. I mean, today I'm going to be demonstrating 2 cameras and 2 microphones, and without that 4-way USB hub, I couldn't have done so. So I use it literally. I use that literally every time I turn my computer on. And it's the little things. As I say, it's old technology. It's tried and tested technology. And it turns 1 USB hub into 4 USB hubs and makes all sorts of things actually possible. Okay, so that's the Anker USB down the carousel. Thank you for watching me on Amazon Live. And the next thing we're going to go on to is a camera. Now you're actually watching at the moment. Let's go to the one you're watching at the moment. That's probably the best bet. Okay, you're actually watching a Logitech Brio camera. Okay, now I'm broadcasting to you in 720p because that's what Amazon say we should broadcast in 720p. We can go to 1080 and the Brio can go to 4K. It's a static camera. It's sat on top of my BenQ monitor, which is also down the carousel. And basically it's got a 90-degree field of vision. So you can go 90, you can go 78, and you can go 65. The field of vision you can actually pull in. I'll show you how in a minute. 4K is absolutely brilliant. You can record in 4K, and basically the higher the number, the better, more pixels, the better the resolution. So in other words, the higher the number, the clearer the picture. Okay, now the 720 that we're broadcasting in now is DVD quality, so it's not bad quality. I mean, it's when we put a DVD in the DVD player, yeah, then it's that quality. I mean, I don't know about you, but I like to have the physical things, and I've still got CDs downstairs. And for my birthday earlier this week, my partner St. Martin bought me 2 DVDs. Yeah, and I've got a DVD player down in the carousel, which I may well show you. So DVD quality is good. That's what 720 is. 1080 is better. If you've got 1080p, then you can broadcast out to YouTube. And also, if you broadcast using Be Live, which I am doing today, I'll put the logo on top right. I'm actually broadcasting out today from Be Live. A majority of people who broadcast to Amazon Live use OBS or vMix. I use BeLive, be.live. I'll mention it later in the broadcast, but it does mean that I can broadcast out to many destinations, one of which is something new, which I'll show you in a moment. Right, so Logitech Brio camera is what you're watching now. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in some software, because if you buy the camera, you can go to the Logitech site and you can download some software. And I'm going to show you what that software can do. Devices in Wiltshire today, as you can see. Okay, so what I'm going to do is share screen. And to do that, I need to go here. Hopefully this will work. This is live. Anything can actually happen. And we're going to take a look at what you can do with, I've got to catch it. Got it. I've captured it. It's like fishing. It's like throwing the fishing line in, and sometimes you get a bite and sometimes you don't. Screen sharing a Chrome tab is simple and straightforward. Screen sharing a desktop application, not so. Okay, so what I'm going to do, having got the screen share, is I'm going to bring it up on screen and put it next to me. So I'm going to hide that. I'm going to go off there, and I'm going to hide that. Just a minute. Okay, showing stream, step by step. Okay, so we've got it. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put us side by side, so that I just want to change up slightly because I want to take you through this setup. This is the software that you can download from logitech.com to actually control your camera. And just take the logo off for a moment because I'm in the right place to do that. So the logo is Be Live. Wherever you see that, you're seeing reliable 4-person software. NVIDIA technology is used in the camera side of things. Okay, I'm going to put ourselves side right. Okay, so I think I'm set up now. Okay, so, and as you can see, the sun's shining. Now, what you want to do, you want to get to the stage where when you're on camera and you're on Zoom, or you are on the web like I am today, like I'm on well, yeah, like I am on today, which is I'm on Facebook, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, and of course I'm on Amazon Live. And if you're watching on Amazon Live, thank you. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn, you'll find a link in the text accompanying the video to actually allow you to actually join me. And I want to say thank you to the people who are actually watching me on Facebook, including Chris. Hello, Chris. And Chris is in St. Nicholas in Belgium. Chris, thank you for joining me. It's good to see you. And Chris is a live broadcaster and a very good friend. Well, she's more than that. I mean, we are great friends. And right, okay, so on with the camera thing. Now, the first thing you can do with these controls, this is downloaded from Logitech.com. It's free to all Logitech users. It works on the C920, 922, 925, 930, and of course the Brio. Is first of all, you can zoom in. Okay, now I am zooming in and you'll see that is much too big. If I put myself full screen for a moment, you'll see that I've gone over the top and become a giant. Okay, so that is not the way to do it. So let's go back again. And I just need to decrease the zoom until I'm comfortable with it, and I want it a little bit more than that. No, or do I? No. Okay. One of the things you've got to make sure of is that you've got headroom at the top. Okay. If your head was off the screen, it would just distract people and they wouldn't be listening to you. You'd be wondering whether your head was ever going to fit on the screen. So don't sit like that. I've seen people do it. So I'm speaking from experience. The other thing is, if you're alone on camera, try to make yourself in the center of the screen. Yeah. And the third thing, which I'm not doing so well today, is to actually look at the camera. And if I look at the camera, it appears to be that I'm actually looking at you on Amazon Live, and I am. Okay, so look at the camera. The camera is higher than me, and I do have ways of fixing that. Right, okay. We've talked a moment ago about fields of view. If I go for 90 degrees, then I'll go full screen here so you can actually see it. You've got a better view of my office. You can see more of my office. I'm still center screen because I set it that way, but you can now see both sides of the green screen. You can see more of the shelving, more of the chess set. You can see the anchor box we saw earlier. You're seeing more of things. Now, when people actually start broadcasting, this is the natural way to be. But when I'm going to go side by side again. When you get used to broadcasting and you've got confidence on camera, then I tend to go for 78 or 65. So 3 different settings that the Logitech camera has. 65 degrees, which is tight on you. 78, which is mid-range. Okay, and this is the one that I use the most. And then 90 degrees if you want a wider angle. Now, to me, and this is my personal point, if you have it wide, then you've got distractions. If you have it so there's a hint of your background, such as tell me the story about the chess set in the corner, okay, then there's something to distract, something to look at other than me, okay. And obviously during a live demonstration you can actually look at the products as well. So those are the settings in terms of zooming in, zooming out, and field of view. And anti-flicker is on, it's always a good sign, and HDR is on. So those are the defaults. Then in the advanced settings, this is where we can change the way that we look to suit ourselves. We can increase the brightness, and I'm going to go mad with this. I'm going to increase the brightness. Hopefully this will obey me, and you can see the brightness is increased. Or I could go the other way, and now you can't see me at all. It's always a good idea to actually get to the situation where people can actually see you on camera. Now, the default setting for all these is 50%. So if you go back to 50%, you know where you should be. I can change the contrast on the camera, okay, and from low all the way up. I always hope that none of these settings get stuck, because I wouldn't like to present the whole show looking like this. So again, I'm going to go back to 50, okay, which is the default setting. It's the one that I'm actually used to, okay, and it's you that you're pleasing, okay. You're doing this so that you are happy and confident on camera. You can change the color intensity. I've got to tell you that the background behind me looks like that in real life, but I can go sepia, and there is a point to be made. If you want to be different, if you want to stand out, then if you occasionally go live with a camera where the color intensity has been turned right down, then you're going to stand out because everybody else is in glorious color. So it is an idea to catch attention, just occasionally go live, because you can, because the camera settings allow it. Go live, that sort of mode. But again, I can actually go back and I can increase the color intensity until it gets to 50%. I can go over the top. Okay, so I've now gone bright red. So I know that the correct setting is round about 50%. Okay, that's the color I'm used to. And then the auto white balance, if you're filming, if you're broadcasting on Zoom or the web, then in the evening you've got the lights are not good, and you don't have lighting of your own, then you can put the auto white balance on. During the day, it doesn't make any difference whatsoever. Now, the final setting on here is auto focus. And I've got to say, to be honest, we don't actually need that at all. Okay. Now, if you've got more than one Logitech camera, then you can actually switch from one camera to another using the drop down on the bottom right. If you make a mess, I've got back to where I started from, so I haven't made a mess. But if I had made a mess during this demonstration, then basically what I could have done was I could have just pressed the restore default button, and that would have basically sorted everything out. Okay. So this is the control system you can download from logitech.com, and basically the idea is that you get yourself so that, and I'm going to stop sharing that, come back to me. The idea is that you actually get yourself comfortable on camera. Headroom, middle of the screen, and the colorways looking right. Now, Logitech Brio, the colors are enhanced. I'll show you what I mean. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take myself off solo, bring this camera in, okay, and I'm going to switch it so that camera is pointing at me. So apologies, you're going to see two of me, okay, and I'm going to put me side by side, okay. On the left hand side is the Brio, on the right hand side is the Obspot Tiny. The Obspot Tiny, the way that looks is the way that the Logitech C920, 922, 925, 930 look. Okay, that's the natural. The thing about the Brio is that the Brio has, the color is more saturated, and to me, I've got used to looking like this. Okay, so I'm going to go over to my iPad and say thank you to watching, for everybody to watching, and right, okay, and say hello to Roland, and Roland saying he has LPs. Roland, I enjoy your posts on Facebook about your LP collection, and I've got a rack of LPs upstairs, including Ogden's Nut Gun Flake, the original from the 60s by the Small Faces. And it is a collector's item. We now are lucky. We've got a shop in Devizes selling turntables and hi-fi equipment. And one day this year, I'll walk into there and say, can you recommend me a record player, Bluetooth record player? And so my collection of vinyl will actually increase this year, I've no doubt. Because we started records 45, 78, whatever, 33s. Records are still a great way to actually listen to music, because you're getting, I feel you're getting closer to the music. I mean, we were told that CDs are indestructible. That's not true, is it? So I'm going to go back to vinyl and follow your lead. And Roland has actually started following me on Amazon Live. And thank you for being on Amazon for a change. And thank you for following. And to everybody who's watching on Amazon Live, thank you. Right, we're going to go for an unveiling. Okay, later today, I'm going to be talking to a company called OneStream. And whilst we're staying, and Roland's now arrived, okay, Roland's now arrived on, also, he's multi-talented. And Roland is saying he's got a Rega Plano 1 record deck. It's not Bluetooth, but it's brilliant value. I'll take a look at that. I'll make a note of that. And somebody's watching me live in the live video sales group and saying hello back. I'll know who you are afterwards, unless you click the link up above, in which case I'll get to see your name on photo. And over to Roland again, because he was here earlier, but I was so carried away with what I'm doing, trying to buy this tripod. Yeah, the link stays in the USA. Well, basically, I've got a tripod down in the carousel, which is the 60-inch one, which is just to show I've got it. It's physically there, Roland. Okay. Basically, it will take you to the .com site. If you copy every Amazon product has an Amazon indicate, an ASIN number, Amazon something number. And if you look at the URL, you'll see, oh, I moved too quick. Okay, I've annoyed my camera. Just a minute. Okay, my camera's annoyed. Just a second. This is live video. If your camera's annoyed, then just reselect it and be back in glorious 720p. So Ron's trying to buy a tripod, which is down the carousel, Lazvemi 60-inch. If you've got two ways of doing it. On the Amazon.com site is the URL, and there's an ASIN number, which you can just copy over to amazon.co.uk, or you can copy the first line description on amazon.com into amazon.co.uk, and then we'll see whether it's actually available in the UK. Because I'm broadcasting on amazon.com, the primary link will always go to amazon.com. So thank you for that, Roland. And over to, yeah, that's the record deck and Roland again, who found me on Amazon and followed me. I want to make sure that's very kind. Right, okay, I do appreciate that. And Roland's making a good point here. Roland wants to make sure I get the commission. You can order on Amazon.com for delivery to the UK, but there may be shipping charges involved. I'm grateful for that. One day, because I mean, we're delighted to actually be able to go live on Amazon.com. It's absolutely brilliant, especially being from the UK. There were 4 of us from England who actually broadcast on Amazon.com. As myself, Nick Wood, Corinda Marley, and who's the other guy? I've forgotten the other guy. Oh, yeah, it will come back to me in a minute. Grant Saunders also broadcasts, and there's also another guy, Howard, broadcasts. There are 5 of us from the UK broadcasting Amazon Live. One day we'll be able to broadcast on amazon.co.uk, but for the moment, Amazon Live is restricted to amazon.com, and I do see their point in this. They've done so much work in since I've been on here, the last 6 months, in actually refining this. Yeah, I mean, I've got my own personal Amazon URL. I've got a personal URL on the world's 3rd largest website. How cool is that? Yeah. And over to Roland again. And Roland is saying, your memory for names is getting like, oh, I can remember things. Okay, I can remember things. But what I've got to stop doing, Roland, is putting myself on the spot. I should have said, if I said I know 3 English broadcasters on Amazon.com, I could have done it. Yeah. In saying there were 4 or 5, that's where I went wrong. Okay, but thank you for the follow on Amazon, and thank you to everybody watching live. Okay, I've stopped sharing. I'm going to show you something, and this is something. I'm just taking 5 minutes off selling on Amazon Live. I'm going to indulge myself, and I'm going to share screen, and I'm going to share screen with this, and I'm going to go over to a Chrome tab. I'm going to pick that Chrome tab. Okay, I'm going to share it. Okay, and hopefully I shared the right one. Just a minute. I'm just waiting. Okay, have I shared the right tab? This will be worth it. This will be really, really worth it if I can get over here. That's the wrong tab. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close that tab so I don't get confused. I got confused, Roland. I'm going to close that tab, and I'm going to share this tab. And this time there's only one tab, which is actually called OneStream. So when I share it now, it has to be the right one. I had 2 OneStream tabs open. I couldn't tell which one was which. Okay, right. Whilst I've gone fuzzy again. I'm having connection problems. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this camera. Okay, I'm going to switch cameras. So this camera is the Obspot Tiny, and I'm going to hide the other camera for a moment. That was magical, and I think that being to broadcast on your own website is magical. I made a mistake there. Okay. Thank you, Roland. Hopefully that will not get me kicked off. Okay, so you heard none of that. Okay, right. Well, yes. Well, that was good. That was a good interlude. Okay, the picture that you could see the picture. The picture you saw was from. Okay, and rolling again. About 2-3 minutes. Yeah. Okay, I'm having one of those days there, Roland. I've got the weekend off. We're going over to Henley-on-Thames this weekend, so I'm in demob mode at the moment. Not concentrating in it. Plus the fact Angelica took me out for lunch. So Stephen Healy One Stream Live, if you actually want to check it out, and I'll be live. I'm live on there now. Yeah, and this is going to be a brilliant service. And as I say, One Stream have actually asked me to promote this, not on Amazon Live, of course. I was just showing you that as the first time it's ever been seen worldwide. Okay, and over to Roland again. I'm going to Henley. It's obviously for the regatta. No, it's not regatta time though, is it? That's in the summer sometime. But we are going for a walk along the River Thames, and we will be going past the Henley Rowing Club. So if that counts, that's good. Okay, that may have misfired, but it does give me a chance to actually show you this. This is my second camera. This is my new favorite camera. This is the Ultraswap Tiny, and it's down in the carousel at the moment. And the beautiful thing about the Ultraswap Tiny is it's not just. When I said earlier that the Logitech Brio was 90 degrees, 75 degrees, 78 degrees, 65. The Ultraswap is 270. I'll show you. Okay. With the Ultraswap, I can go from where I am now over to my desktop and back to me. Okay, hello. And I can go over to the wall and a picture of Avebury Stone Circle. And there's the stand that, what's his name? Sorry, Roland. Roland was talking about earlier. And there it is. It is at its 5 foot high, 60 inches. And it's an iPad stand, and it is ideal for holding your iPad steady, and you can stand up and you can go live or you can record still up. And it is a well-built tripod stand, and I might be able to show you a bit more of it in a minute. Okay, so that's my second view. But let's come back to me and to my view here. So I'm still here, I'm still talking, I haven't gone anywhere, but the camera is able to move about. Now the camera is able to move about to 3 preset locations as we've seen, but also the Ultraswap Tiny has built-in artificial intelligence. It is a PTZ camera, pan, tilt, and zoom. Okay, so it can do all that, but it also has built-in tracking, which means that I can now do this. Okay, and I will never ever tire of actually. I hope you didn't hear that. I actually banged into something. I'll never ever tire of actually doing this, because just a minute, that didn't quite work. I'll never ever. That's better. I'll never ever tire of doing this, because as I stand up, the Ultraswap follows me and it's giving me headroom automatically. Yeah. So wherever I move around my office, the Ultraswap is going to actually follow what I'm doing. Okay, and it's going to. I mean, I could run from one point to another. So the Ultraswap has got tracking software built into it, which means that if you are recording suppose that you're a teacher and you're teaching a class of pupils, and you want to record the lecture. Okay, the Ultraswap camera is ideal for that, because as you move about writing on the board, then the camera is actually going to follow you and record what you're doing. The other thing that we learned from Corinda, and thank you, Corinda, for this, is that you can turn the oscilloscope upside down and suspend it from the ceiling, and it gives you a full view, a panoramic view of everything that in its, yeah, and you just press the track me button and it will track you. If I go like that, it will stop tracking me. Okay, so I can move now and it stopped tracking. Hang on. Okay, I can move now and it stopped tracking me. Okay, but if I put my hand up again, okay, it's now tracking wherever I go. Okay, so hand gesture to switch to tracking on and off. The second thing you can do is you can zoom in and you can zoom out. Okay, now nothing will happen with that because I'm locked on zoom at 2x zoom. However, what I can do now is I can talk about this stand, okay, because I can actually stand next to it. So you can see that this stand is 5 foot. Now I haven't extended it fully, but it is a stand for an iPad. Now, if I sat down, I couldn't actually show you this, but I can show you more of it because I'm actually stood up. And I'll turn it towards the camera so you can see it. Your iPad, and this is down in the carousel, your iPad goes in the clamp like that and is held securely. This you can move if you want, but I've got this set at the angle I want it to be at. And then you can adjust basically how high you want it to be. And I'm just trying now without breaking it. See, there you are. It comes in bits. Okay, so having broken it, I'm going to put it back together again. I just put it in, and this is part of the demonstration where you think, I shouldn't have done that. Okay, so I can just put that together like that. Okay, and that's the stand. It has, I'm going to hopefully not knock anything, but it has, there you are, tripod legs. Okay, now obviously I can't show you the whole of it. I've shown you in bits, but that is the stand that's down in the carousel. It's the iPad stand, and it is very handy for when you're actually broadcasting from your iPad. Now, I only bought an iPad because I want to broadcast on Amazon Live. Okay, quick trick. If I go down like that, the screen goes up. How's that? Okay, there are lots of things. This is the most fun I've ever had with a camera because it's not stuck to 90, 78, 65 degrees. It can do that and more. It can do 270 degrees. Yeah, it can pan, tilt, and zoom. I mean, when we go to the second shot, it's actually tilted and it's looking down at my demonstration area. Okay, now when I'm stood up, it does mean that I can actually pick something up and I can talk about it and I can demonstrate the said item a lot more easily when I'm stood up. Now, I thought I was unzipping the case. In actual fact, I was zipping it, which is not the right way. Okay, these are down in the carousel. And I'm just going to whiz along if I can find them. They should be somewhere about. Okay, yeah, they are. They're now the featured item. Okay, and you notice how the camera, as I went over here, the camera tracked me and I stayed on screen. So if I'd kept looking at the camera, yeah, I'm learning all the time. If I kept looking at the camera, I'd have been able to go down and just go like that and look at the camera and, yeah, need to practice that. Okay, anyway, back to the earphones. These are Aftershocks earphones, as the case said, and this is why it's handy to have the camera the way around. Aftershocks. This is the case, and basically your Aftershocks earbuds go in there. Aftershocks, a great brand. These are the ones that are down in carousel, are the sort of lower end of the range. My friend Chris has got 2 pairs, one she keeps on charge and one she wears. That's Chris, who we met earlier, who's in Belgium. But I love these. These are ideal for walking, jogging, running, and cycling. They are waterproof. They go, if it rains when you go out, no problem at all. Okay. Now, These are, as you've just seen, I'm going to do this again slowly. These go over your ear, but are nowhere near your ear canal. These do not go inside your ear. So if you have a problem with earbuds or headphones, and your ears get irritated after you've been wearing them for a while, then this is a solution. Okay, because these are bone conducting headphones, and well, they're so well manufactured. I can also recommend them, which is why they're down in the carousel. Everything that's down in the carousel, I actually use on a regular basis. Okay, apart from one item, which I'll come to. Right, so you can actually hear, because they're not in your ear canal, you can actually hear and have a conversation with the person standing next to you. You can actually hear the traffic all around you. Okay, and you can hear the silent cyclists coming up behind you. Okay, that's because your ears are still free to work. They're not, right. As far as the quality is concerned, quality is very good. It's not hi-fi, but if you're listening to your favorite Amazon music on Amazon Music, or you're listening to your favorite podcast, then these are the earbuds for you. Did I mention they're waterproof? You can make and take phone calls. When you make phone calls, you've got a voice dial assistant, so you can voice dial. And they're just quality from top to bottom. So I've been talking about, you've been watching, you are watching me moving about. Use it. Wait a minute. I've got to do something, haven't I? I've got to go like that. How? Okay. And now, see, it's so easy to get the camera to start following you and stop following you. And the truth is that this can go through 270 degrees. I'm I'm parallel with my computer at the moment, and then I can walk back and come to here. I can walk all the way over here. I can go there, and the camera will follow me. All I have to do is learn how to keep looking at the camera. So we've covered the iPad stand. We've covered AfterShokz earbuds, which are brilliant, earphones. And now is the time for me to come back to my seat. And this is the only quirk of the Ultraspot camera, the Ultraspot Tiny, is that it's going to lose me until I press a button. Okay, so I'm back now, and this is, I'm going to lock that and reset location. Right, okay, so I'm back to where I want to be. Right, okay, now what I'm going to do now is one of my, I just want to say thank you for actually watching on Amazon Live. If you have any questions, then please do ask. I get notification on my iPad. Say good morning to Rome. Rome joined me when I started going on about the Ultraspot Tiny. Welcome, Rome. Thank you. And also thank you to Roland for the follow. Now, what we're going to look at now is at the top of my carousel, because I want to show you a video. I can close, no, I can't close anything yet. I can close that. The thing about when you're broadcasting live is don't have too much open, because you don't want the quality of the broadcast to actually suffer. So I'm going to close that. I'm going to close that. I don't need that until afterwards. So the only tab I have open now is this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play, well, I'm going to show you something, and then I'm going to play you a video. So I'm going to go off full screen. Okay, and I'm going to go over to here. And I need to swap things around a bit. Okay, so this is me on the Logitech Brio, which is down in the carousel. This is also me, but the camera is the Ultraspot Tiny, and it's actually pointing down. I'll say hello to, right, Catalina. Thank you for saying hi, and thank you for joining me. It's brilliant to actually meet you. So Catalina Antonella Perez, thank you for actually joining me today. If you've got any questions about anything that's in the carousel or anything to do with live broadcasting, then please ask. But you are most welcome. Thank you for commenting. That's a beautiful name. Thank you, Catalina. Right. Okay. So This is the case in which you put your aftershocks headphones, okay, and you make sure that they actually fit. They do fit. They do fit. I'm just messing about. So I'm going to go like that and close that. So that's the earbuds. We looked at earlier, we looked at the USB, that's down in the carousel. And now we're going to look at this. And then I'm going to play you a little video. Right. Come to me for a second while I explain. Okay, now I'm a desktop broadcaster. I've been broadcasting for the last 6 years on desktop, and I've gone through a range of cameras, Logitech C920 through to the Brio, and seen the others what tiny now. So I've now got 2 cameras sat on top of my BenQ monitor, and I'm trying to decide which ones. It's like being in the television studio and you're trying to discover which one camera is actually showing you. One of them is, but both of them have got lights on. Anyway, what I'm doing is killing time for a moment because I want to open something. And this is, I decided a while ago that I am not very good at unboxings. Okay, because when you get a package from Amazon, it is a guilty pleasure to actually open it. And I don't want to share. Well, basically, you've got to take it right. I'm not good at unboxing. Let's leave it at that. But I am good at opening the box. This is the carry case for my gimbal. I'm just going to show you how easy it is to put it back in. This is the carry case for the gimbal, and that's the Hohem gimbal. And it looks like this. Okay, this is a gimbal, and it's helped me with going live on mobile phone. Okay, when Angelica and I visit properties throughout the UK, basically we do the full tour of the properties, and then after we've done the tour of the properties, I take this gimbal and my mobile phone, put them together with the microphone, which is needed, and I'll explain why in a minute. And I go off for 15 to 20 minutes to actually shoot live video. Like I'm live with you now, I go live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and my website using my mobile camera. Now, when I say mobile camera, it can be, hang on, I know where my mobile camera is. I found it. Okay. Your mobile camera actually, number one, take the case off. Okay. I'm sorry, I've just seen people demonstrating how to use a gimbal and left the case on. No, take the case off. And then the phone goes into the clamp with, I know it's saying with, don't knock it over. Phone goes into the clamp with the lens at the top. Okay, then with this on a steady surface, put this on a steady surface, and then you just switch it on. We're on the control panel at the front. It calibrates, and you are then ready to go. And all I need to do then is press go live on my mobile phone, and I'm off and running, and I'm broadcasting everywhere. And I totally enjoy that, much in the same way as I enjoy being live on Amazon Live. Mobile video is absolutely amazing way to tell a story. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to I've got my own carousel here. I'm going to take a video from my carousel, and I'm going to pick possibly 2. Okay, so that one. Okay, so what I'm doing now, hopefully, is you can see the video. This is a video taken with this gimbal. Okay, so this basically, I can show you the gimbal, but let's look at the results, shall we? So I'm going to put this full screen like that. Okay, and I'm going to switch my microphone off so there's no feedback, and we're going to watch a short part of a video that I made earlier. And say hello. One man's fancy, and it was built in the 1700s. hundreds by private town squares, commercial businesses and banks, lots of banks. I'm just outside the bank now. I'm going to walk down the street. Okay, in the distance you can see the town hall, and we'll get closer to the town hall so you can see a bit more of it along this walk. Again, welcome to this live video being shot on mobile and using Switchboard Live, broadcast out on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and of course my websites. Now, if I actually meet anybody I know, I may stop, but the odds are against that. Now, today it's 25 degrees, it's just after 11, or possibly about 11 in the morning, and I'm just going to go around. And this is Devizes Castle, and very impressive it is. Unfortunately, as you can see, it does say private no entry, but you can see the portcullis, you can see the turrets, and it is just really a magnificent building. Now, the reason we can't go in is that this is private land, and the castle has been converted into private apartments, which you can buy. In fact, the whole castle was for sale for 2.5 million a couple of years ago. But there's a history behind this. The original castle, made of wood, was built in the year 1080 by the Bishop of Salisbury. Now, the Bishop of Salisbury put the castle here, Castrum ad Devizes in Latin, castle at the crossroads, because he was looking after 3 different parishes. He was looking after Roud and 2 other parishes, and this castle was to be his place for having control of the area. In 1123, the castle burnt down and it was rebuilt, and it's been the home of royalty. King Stephen, yes, there was a King Stephen, and Queen Matilda actually battled over the castle, and the castle was also took part in the English Civil War, Roundheads versus Cavaliers. But the castle you see before you is not the original castle. It's not a 1080 castle because that burnt down. It's not 1123 castle because that's still there. It's underneath everything that you can see now. But this castle was one man's fancy, and it was built in the 1700s by a private landowner who bought the property, and he built a castle of his dreams, and it's that castle of the dreams which is with us now. But as I say, it is private. We cannot go inside. If you search for Devizes Castle on the web, you will see that when it went up for sale, the rooms were actually photographed, and you can see those on the internet. Just type in Devizes Castle, it'll come up with an estate agent, and that estate agent took photographs of the castle. But the castle was the centre of Devizes, and it's from that castle that the town grew outwards. And if you look at a town map of Devizes, you'll just see that the streets arc around the front. Just a minute. Okay, back to me now. I can only show you snippets of the videos, and the reason for that is that I can't show the whole video. Every video that I do, and I've done about 20 now, is actually on YouTube. And after this broadcast, if you pop over to YouTube, you can watch the whole video. You can visit Stonehenge, you can visit Avebury, Courts Garden, Salisbury. You can go to a number of places, and that's the beauty of a gimbal. Okay, this gimbal that here, the home gimbal, which is down in the carousel, is lightweight, and it's so easy to use with the controls. Okay, you just got the on button. and that's what I use most of the time. But you can pan, tilt and zoom. You can go left and right, and if you go to the Hoem gimbal page on Amazon.com by clicking the picture in the carousel below, you'll see that there are gimbals in the range which also, you know what, have the tracking follow me thing. So you can also, and this is important, you can also, he said, scrambling in the box, you can also have it static. There is a tripod which just screws into the bottom of the, and you can use the static. But going out with a camera is absolutely brilliant. It's a great pastime because you're actually getting exercise whilst you're doing it. You're recording for your own personal use. And if you do the following things, you can put it up on YouTube and people can watch it. Now, people watch my Stonehenge video every day. Okay, so that's the power of the gimbal. And I'm not the only one who's actually enthusiastic about gimbals. I'd like to say thank you to Phil for the comment, who's saying gimbals are great, also known as Steadicams. So thank you for that, Phil. And thank you to everybody who's actually commenting today. If you are enjoying the broadcast, then if you press the follow button, which is below this picture, then you'll get notified of when I next go live. You won't get pestered. I don't get any of your details. They're held by Amazon. As far as I don't, all you get done, all that happens is you don't get on the mailing list, nothing like that. You just follow me. Now, to me, every single follower is important. I'll tell you a little secret. The more followers I have, the more basically Amazon knows that I'm got a following. And comments coming automatically from Facebook is Chris in Belgium is saying great show. Thank you, Chris. Okay, and that's the gimbal. Now that's the first part. Okay, so you've got mobile phone, which doesn't matter. Okay, you've got the gimbal. Okay, now you notice in the video that I just watched, and I'm going to stay with the mobile phone for a moment, because somewhere over here, nope, lost it. I literally lost it, I think. This has got your mobile phone has got an inbuilt microphone, but the thing is that your inbuilt microphone picks up the sounds that are all around you. Okay, so highlighting the carousel now is the lapel microphone. The lapel microphone is important. The lapel crocodile clip attaches to your clothing. The other end of the audio lead goes into your phone. It cuts out the internal microphone, and therefore you can do a voiceover, and your voice will be heard over and above the traffic, over and above the crowd. You do need, if you can do this, there's a difference between the videos just for us to watch and the videos to go on YouTube. The difference is in the sound quality, and the sound quality is enhanced greatly by having a lapel microphone. Okay, if you don't have a lapel microphone, then we're literally a voice in the crowd, and people will not be able to hear everything you say because a car or a truck goes by and you are not heard. If you've got a lapel microphone attached to your clothing, then you will be heard, and then you can put the video, as I have done, on YouTube. Okay, that's first thing. You need a lapel microphone, and mine is down in the carousel. The other thing you need, which might not be immediately apparent, as I mentioned earlier, when we're out and about, we do a grand tour of wherever we're going, and we visited when it was sunny, which seems a while ago now. We visited Portsmouth, and we visited Portsmouth Royal Naval Dockyards, and we did the tour. And then I said, right, I'm going to make a video. And I set my gimbal up. I put my phone in. I didn't forget a thing. Everything was. It started off, and we started walking past HMS Warrior, the first metal-clad ship ever, and that was brilliant. And then we walked back, and we walked through all the workshops that are down at the docks there, at Portsmouth Royal Naval Dockyard, and then just out of the corner of my eye, I saw HMS Victory. And it's an absolutely brilliant sight. This is the ship commanded by Admiral Lord Nelson, which fought the Battle of Trafalgar against the French and Spanish and won, with the help from Portuguese, of course. And the ship is there. It's being preserved, and it's a beautiful ship. And I was filming. Okay, I've got a beautiful video of the ship from stem to stern, and I read a little bit out from a sort of board that was in front, bit of the history, and then round the corner from the Victory is the Murray Rose. Now, the Murray Rose is a ship built in the time of Henry VIII, and he commissioned the ship, and the ship sank. And it was discovered, it was raised from the seabed, and it was brought to Portsmouth Royal Naval Dockyard to be repaired. Now, it's been through, it's had a life since it started being repaired, but you can actually go in and you can see the Murray Rose as it's being rebuilt. I was just going around the Victory, and the picture on my camera disappeared, and then the sound disappeared, and then my mobile phone went off. Okay. Lesson learned. Normally, I charge my mobile phone the night before I'm going to actually take a video, shoot a video, but I forgot. Result of which is that this beautiful phone ran out of juice, and I had to stop filming. But now when I go out about, I take this with me, and this is now down in the carousel. Okay, and this is magic. This is power in a box. Okay, this is a power pack, and basically I can take this cable and I can plug it into my mobile phone, and my mobile phone has power. So if I forget to charge my mobile phone again, then this is in my rucksack. I can recharge and I can actually carry on filming. Okay, so try and charge your phone the night before you go out and about, but if you can't, plug it in. And this power pack is that's not its only job. That's not what I bought it for. Do you know what this is? Do you recognize? I'll put it closer to the camera. Do you recognize what this charger is? What does that charge? Okay. That charges the thing I'm going to talk about next. But before that, so that's going to be in a minute or so. Before that, I just want to go back to the carousel and say that the gimbal is $99. Okay, that's the first thing you need. The lapel microphone today is 41% off at $35.45. So if you're interested in the lapel microphone, click the link to actually get a 41% discount. And also, the portable charger that I've just shown you is $28.75 today, which is 10% off. Well, so those three items are ideal if you're doing mobile video, and I do enjoy doing mobile video. I enjoy them going on YouTube. I enjoy people watching them. As I say, if you go to YouTube and type me, or not me, if you search for me, Stephen Healy, on YouTube, then you'll find all the videos that I've shot using the home gimbal, which is down the carousel. Okay, the next thing I want to go on to is to answer your question. My question to you, which is, what does that charge? Because this charger will charge anything that accepts a USB-C connection. So it'll power anything and recharge anything. It also recharges with that lead. I'm just going to go here. It recharges your Fitbit. Okay. This is going to be down the carousel in a minute, and this is the action part of the show. It's not necessarily where I get animated, but this is the action part of the show. and I'm coming on to the Fitbit Inspire 2, which today is 17% off. It's $83.25 today. Okay, 17% off. Normally $99.95, today $83. And the Fitbit, I just put it down somewhere. This is embarrassing. Where have I put it? Hang on. Yeah, right. That could have been very embarrassing. Okay, this is the Fitbit. And basically the Fitbit is a lozenge with a strap. Okay. And you can have any color strap you like. If you click the link, Fitbit link in the carousel now, then you see you can have any band that you like. This is the one that the Fitbit Inspire 2 comes with. Okay. And it's black and it's good. Right. First of all, Fitbit is a watch. Okay. It is, hopefully this will work and you'll be able to see it. It is, if I go like that, it is a watch. Okay, and you can see that it's currently just after 4 o'clock in the UK. So I'm broadcasting from the UK. This is Stephen live from England. Just to confirm that, just a moment, you are watching. You're watching Stephen from Wiltshire in England. Think Stonehenge, that's Wiltshire. Okay, now I've had Fitbits like this for the last 8 years. I change my Fitbits every 2 years, but this is what keeps me fit. I'm going to say with a matter of fact that through walking, I keep fit and I lose weight. It's the exercise that I do. Yeah. And I train on our local canal, Kennington Avon Canal, and I go walking and I practice there because I walk marathons, 26 miles, 385 yards marathon. I've got medals for it. And I'll show you a medal after I've shown you a film in a moment. But this is part of an ecosystem. Fitbit are owned by Google. So in terms of stability of the company, Google thought this was so good that they bought it. They bought Fitbit for hundreds of millions of dollars. Okay, over to Roland. Prefer to work on a towpath. I prefer to walk on the towpath rather than a canal as well, Roland. Okay, thank you. I wasn't being literal, I was being lateral. Yeah, walk on the towpath. I mean, we're very fortunate that the Kennington Avon Canal was built to carry traffic from Bristol to London. It's 87 miles long, and it goes from the River Avon in Bristol to the River Thames in, well, you know where the River Thames is. It's one that flows past London. People walk on a footpath and watch the rowing, as Roland and I were talking about earlier. But you've got this keeps me fit. It's how I exercise and walk marathons. And basically what this does, it has one job or several jobs, but its main job is to actually count the number of steps that you do a day. Now, I try to do 4 miles a day, which is 8,000 steps. Yeah. If you just walked around your house or office, then you do between 1,500 and 2,000 steps a day. In other words, you can walk about a mile a day without going out the front door. Okay. But as soon as you go out the front door, then you actually start to exercise properly. Okay. And you do cardio exercise and you do fat loss exercise, all part of walking, different speed, different effect. Okay. And the Inspire 2 we've had now for nearly 2 years, and it's absolutely brilliant. It counts your steps. So I try and do 8,000 steps a day, 4 miles a day. But the thing is that you become part of a community. And I just want to, if I can, share something with you. So whilst I'm doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you a short video. And if I need to get rid of a video first, whilst I get things ready in the background, I'm going to show you another video which was shot with the home gimbal and this one. Okay. I'm just going to set something up. Whilst I'm setting it up, I was wearing my Fitbit when I did this walk. I'm going to show it full screen. So now you've got the video. This video is shot with the home gimbal, and well, I'll let the video explain. And I'm actually going to show you the gardens, which are immaculate. Lawns, the flowers off to the side, and people enjoying a day out in the sun. When we set off, it was raining, so to be here now, enjoying the garden, and that's Angelica over there on the other side, keeping away from what I'm doing. There's a pan round and just walk down the length of the garden, and it's just great to be out and about. I mean, we're 2 weeks away from being totally released. Excuse me, sorry. But these gardens are just totally, thank you, totally amazing. And this is just a short tour of the gardens as we see Angelica again. Hello. Okay, in here, I'm going to go in here, is a statue. I wish I could actually, because you never know what you're going to find. Is a statue, and there's no inscription. Well, there is an inscription on it, but it's rather faded. So there you have, in the quartz garden, a little area which has been set aside. Of course, this was once, incredibly, this area and that house over there were part of an industrial estate, and there was a factory here, and the factory was closed and went into disrepair, and the property was then turned into a house with a magnificent garden, and we can see the bamboo here. And if I go through here, again, this is a mystery tour. I know where I'm going, but you don't. So hopefully through the bamboo and along the path, the steps, and then I'm going to turn around, give people their freedom. Try not to photograph people. We're actually looking at things, but this is just the most amazing garden. Okay, just a note, little advertisement. Marco Nova and I will be live on Amazon Live on Monday at 4 p.m. in the UK and Portugal, 11 a.m. Eastern, and we're talking about cameras on Amazon Live. And the idea tomorrow is that I get my first badge by actually broadcasting for about an hour, and then join my friends Marco Brigetti and Nick as Amazon Live broadcasters, which is totally amazing. Okay, now these gardens are actually full of little nooks and crannies. If we go back, just get an idea of how the gardens are actually laid out. Right, and I'm back, and I'll switch to this camera again. And just again, that was the Quartz Garden in Wiltshire. It's a beautiful place to visit. If you're doing the Stonehenge, Avebury, and Salisbury thing, then you can fit the Quartz Garden in as well, because it's within driving distance. And over to Roland, and Roland is saying that the video over on Amazon doesn't do full justice. Oh, sorry. The video over Amazon doesn't do full justice to the quality of the video. That's true. That's true. And the next comment, hey Stephen, I am out. See new studio. Okay, I look forward to seeing your new studio, Corinda. Corinda is a fellow broadcaster on Amazon Live and lives in London. Good friend. Okay, so we were talking about Fitbits, but we did a segue then to look at the home gimbal again and how we can actually use it. But what I can do now, because whilst that video was playing, I was busy, and I'm going to come back to me. I'm going to hide the video. I'm going to hide one of me. Okay, I got that right. And right, okay. As I explained, this Fitbit is part of an ecosystem. Okay, what you do is you go to fitbit.com and you register your Fitbit. So you've got the warranty. The next thing you do is you actually join the community. Now, what information does a Fitbit give you? Shall we take a closer look? So this is fitbit.com, and this is my account. I don't mind you looking at it, and you can connect with people. There is an active community on fitbit.com which you can become part of. Fitbit, if you wear it at night, will track your sleep, okay? And it will track your pattern of sleep. So it will tell you which stage of sleep you're in, whether you're waking up a lot during the night. All of that is measured by the Fitbit. Just wear it in the evening. It says there the most steps I've done in a day is 60,000 steps. That is true. It's got to be true. Fitbit says it's true. That was the day when I did my marathon walking. And I'm just standing up for a minute. Don't want to distract you, but I just want to get hold of something for a moment. Right, okay. I've got 3 pounds to lose. So it's tracking my weight as well. So it's tracking my sleep, my steps, and my weight. It's showing me my heart rate each day and which zone I'm in each day. And then underneath it's showing me my steps. Let's go to see more, shall we? Okay, so these are my steps this week. I want to go to week. Okay. And on Tuesday, I walked just over 20,000 steps, 10 miles. And as I say, this is my way of keeping fit. That was my best day of the week. And if I go and click on that, nothing happens. But you can see I've walked 23 miles so far this week. I've done 13,185 steps. Sorry, 49,900 steps and burnt 13,000 calories. So walking is a great way. And in terms of the month, this month I've walked 71 miles. And in the last year, I've walked 841 miles. All this information, there is no subscription to a Fitbit. Once you buy the Fitbit, that's it. There are no additional costs. This is all included. Yeah, join fitbit.com and you get this information. And it will show you how many steps you've done. It will track your weight. I don't expect to see anything underweight. Okay. Right, I'll come back to me. Okay, my weight is static. My weight does not move. So I'm going to go back to activities. Right, okay. You can also, and it'll take a second to load. Okay, and it's asking me to sign in. So I'm going to log in and we'll see what happens. It'll probably reject me, but I'm going to come back to me. Whilst that's working, I'm going to come back to me. Okay, so Fitbit.com gives you all the information you need about the walks that you've done. Now, I have been using Fitbits for the last 8 years. I change every 2 years because they change the technology. And just to prove it, the 60,000 steps was earned when I got this medal. And this medal signifies, okay, so Fitbit is my thing. This medal signifies that I walked 26 miles, 385 yards. I've got another 6 of them up there. And walking is the best way to keep fit. Fitbit is the best tracker that's available to us. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hide that. I'm going to bring that camera in. I'm going to switch camera because I'm used to seeing these colors, and there's the medal. Okay, so Fitbit is a way of life. Okay, I wear my Fitbit every day. I put it on first thing in the morning. I take it off last thing at night. Occasionally, I'll check my sleeping pattern, but I don't have any problems in that regard. So all is good. But you can use a Fitbit to keep fit. It is the ideal gift to give yourself And today it's 17% off at $83.25. Now, I said that I change my Fitbit every 2 years. My next Fitbit is going to be the Fitbit Versa, which is down the carousel now, and it's 20% off. It's 141.58 instead of 175.95. The Versa does what the Fitbit does, but it adds in GPS. And that means that once you've been for a walk and you've finished your walk, it shows you a map of where you've been. And the other thing I'll add to that is that if you have regular walks, you can compete against yourself to actually improve your walking rate. So Fitbits, owned by Google, a series of Fitbits that you can choose from. You can choose your own strap. Just click the link in the carousel to actually find out more. Okay, I'm going to take this medal off. Okay, there we are, medal's off. Okay, so that's about it, really. I do enjoy your company. I thank you for joining me. For Roland, all the comments you've made today, Roland, thank you very much on both Facebook and Amazon, and thank you for following on Amazon. I'd like to say thank you to Catalina, and that's the name I'm not going to forget. I'd like to say thank you to Phil and to everybody who's been watching me on Amazon Live. I'm live again on Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern with my good friend Nick Wood, and we'll be talking about what we'll be talking about. I suppose it's best to decide what we're talking about. Nick will know what we're talking about. Yeah, we're talking about lights, camera, action. So that's anything to do with live broadcasting and lights, camera, action. Just a final reminder as I put my two cameras side by side. Just give me a second. Location 2. Okay. I'm going to put my two cameras side by side like that. Okay, and this will hopefully work. I just need to change something. Just bear with me a moment. I'm broadcasting from BeLive. This is my BeLive setup, and you have been watching. Just a minute. Apply. Okay, you have been watching Stephen live from England. This has been Lights, Camera, Action, and thank you for coming to watch. I'm broadcasting on BeLive, be.live. We'll find the website. And thank you to everybody who unmuted to actually listen to my stories. It's been my pleasure to be live on Amazon today. I look forward to seeing you all on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend. And I will see you on Monday. To my friends in the Ukraine, including the BeLive team. BeLive is actually, I've got good friends, and they are in Kiev in the Ukraine, as we know. And over to, just need to make sure I've got the last comment. Chris is saying thank you so much. I just want to go, I'm going to take that overlay off and take that off and come to me. Okay, and take that off. The engineering team for the system that I'm using today, BeLive, be.live, are based in Kiev in the Ukraine. Early this morning, Russia declared war on Kiev and started to shell parts of the country because they declared war on Kiev and the Ukraine. I want to send my support to all my friends in Kiev. Stay safe, stay well, and the hope that UK, USA, and the countries throughout Europe will actually help Ukraine. Hopefully, I'm still broadcasting. I shouldn't be political, but I just want my friends who run this BeLive system that I'm using today to stay safe. For us, thank you for watching. Take care, and I will see you again on Monday. Have a good weekend. Bye for now.